What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Clay's Coins. I believe competence creates confidence. It's not financial advice. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe button so I don't have to ask twice if you want to be nice. Today, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin miners that are selling more Bitcoin than they're mining for the first time all year. This is bad news, but it's something we can work with, it's something we can deal with, and it actually explains a lot of the selling pressure that we've been experiencing as of late. Also, we're looking at a cryptocurrency exchange that just went bankrupt. A couple videos ago, I talked about Coinbase potentially, in a hypothetical situation. What if Coinbase went bankrupt? Say hypothetically you had Ethereum staked waiting on Ethereum 2.0. If you had that staked and Coinbase went bankrupt, you would lose that. Well, Voyager has officially ceased all withdrawals on its platform. So it's not looking too good. Let me know. Go ahead and comment down below if you're an investor or if you have used Voyager at all right now. Also, real quick, guys, go ahead and hit that Webull link if you haven't already. Webull recently extended their $12,600 in free stocks just for setting up a new account, email and ID verification, deposit 1 penny. You can win up to $12,600 in free stocks. Usually between 30 and 300, but I mean, What is there to even say but about to that? You put in a penny, you get 30 bucks. You can get up to 12,000. It's a win-win. It supports the channel. You guys can support your wallets. And for the first article, it's going to be the Bitcoin one. We're looking at Decrypt. This is a great cryptocurrency news source you guys can check out. At the time of this recording, as you can see, Bitcoin is at 21,678. Ethereum is at 1,239. BNB not pumping as much at 241.98. However, not too long ago, it was towards the 200s. So, the percentile gains on that are quite a bit. Binance USD, I'm just kidding. Obviously, it's a stable coin. As long as it's stable and doing better than Terra, we'll be looking good. So, as you can see here, guys, Argo Blockchain, the latest crypto mining firm to dump Bitcoin. And what it means by this, it is the second crypto miner this week to announce it sold more Bitcoin than it mined last month. So, if you know anything about any basic economics or supply, demand, anything like that, if you're selling more than you're taking in, that's not good, especially when you need to mine what you take in, and selling is just the perk of having enough to mine and to supply your profits. When you're having to sell everything for the first time in a long time, it's bad. When you have that need to sell, it's not a good feeling. So, Argo Blockchain PLC has become the latest Bitcoin mining company to have sold more Bitcoin than it mined in a month. According to a recent update, Argo sold 637 Bitcoin in June at an average price of $24,500 per Bitcoin, bringing its total revenue from Bitcoin trades last month to $15.6 million. So, that's a lot of money. However, when you look at the fact that June's haul only accounts for about 28% of all of the Bitcoin that the company sold last month, and it mined 179 Bitcoin, and it increased from 55 in May, it mined 179 in June. That's a massive amount. It tripled the amount of Bitcoin it mined, and it still sold 15.6 million worth, which was, for the first time ever, more than it brought in. The proceeds from last month's Bitcoin sell-off are being used to fund operating expenses and growth capital, as well as reduce obligations under a Bitcoin-backed loan agreement with Galaxy Digital. Margin calls. This is something we looked at not too long ago for a different topic, but when companies have to pay back loans that are due, they got to pay that money. The money's got to come from somewhere, and if that means selling all the Bitcoin, if that means ramping up the amount by threefold in the amount that you're mining and then selling all of it real quick to pay back a loan, you got to do what you got to do. But here's the thing is they still have an outstanding balance of 22 million on the Bitcoin-backed Galaxy Digital loan. They sold 15.6 million and they still have an outstanding balance of 22 million. So they need to do what they just did for another month and a half straight to even pay off the past due balance, and that's without accruing any further debt to Galaxy Digital, who, as of recently, Galaxy Digital has been cutting ties with the people pretty much who owe it money and won't pay up. So that's definitely a firm that you want to get your money to if you owe them some money. Data by Arcane Research revealed that publicly traded Bitcoin miners like Marathon Digital and Riot Blockchain being a massive one I'm sure you guys have heard of, sold more Bitcoin than they mined in May. A huge change from the first 4 months of the year when miners sold just 30% of their earnings. That right there is a huge statistic that I want you guys to remember. When for January, February, March, and April, most miners sold only 30% of the amount of Bitcoin that they mine. And now they are forced to ramp up the amount that they are capable of mining and the amount they get. They're trying to mine more Bitcoin than they have in those months, and they are selling over three times that amount just to make ends meet and just to, hit margins and pay back loans. So, well, once again, if you're worried that you're down, at least you're not literally working overdrive just to, pay off debt. And there's only so much Bitcoin out there. That's one of the things, too, is there's not going to be an infinite amount of Bitcoin. So when it comes to the overall scarcity of Bitcoin, them mining as much as they possibly can is kind of helping the scarcity, which makes 100K Bitcoin, 300K Bitcoin, 500K Bitcoin much more likely, much more plausible with every month that goes by where these miners are scrambling around mining as much Bitcoin as possible. The Arcane Research Bitcoin mining analyst wrote, if they are forced to liquidate a considerable share of holdings, it could contribute to pushing the Bitcoin price further down. Obviously, if they have to go through and dump all of the Bitcoin that they've mined, it's going to push the amount of Bitcoin down, because most people, when they purchase Bitcoin, that, like anyone watching this channel, if they buy Bitcoin, I would be lucky to have a subscriber on here who will buy a half a Bitcoin. You know what I mean? That's at some point $10,000 right now. At one point that was $30,000. So when you're talking about these miners selling hundreds and hundreds of Bitcoin, that is going to put so much downwards pressure into especially the retail market. If they're just dumping it on us, dumping it to anyone who thinks they're buying the new ride up in a bull trap, that's the thing, is they're selling it at decently high prices. They're not selling low. You didn't see that they sold anything for less than it is right now. There's a reason for that. So that is right here. You can see that it's a sell-off covered to cover increased overheads at a time of historic inflation, so they don't have to lay people off, don't have to shut anything down, and most importantly, they can pay some of their debts back, is what that means. And yes, we are on CNET with the monumental article. This is crazy, guys. Crypto contagion continues. They had to go with the alliteration, and I'm happy about it. As lender, Voyager Digital files for bankruptcy. Voyager Digital holds billions in crypto assets and is the latest lender to suspend withdrawals, and in my opinion, the largest lender to suspend withdrawals. I'm not sure if I've heard of a exchange in the Western world as big as Voyager that, or as much of a household name as Voyager is, to go bankrupt right now, especially when it comes to crypto. This isn't looking too good, guys. One you definitely don't have to worry about, though, with any of this is Webull. So you can go ahead and take advantage of that link down below. Deposit a penny, get up to 5 or 6 free stocks, depending on what the deal is right now, and get up to $12,600 in those free stocks for just making a new account and depositing a penny. That's all you have to do. They have crypto, stocks, options, over-the-counter, paper trading. They have a bunch of stuff. So the cold winds of crypto winter keep blowing. On Tuesday, cryptocurrency lender Voyager Digital filed for bankruptcy, becoming the latest crypto company to falter since the market began to crash in April. A buying, trading, and lending platform, Voyager Digital is estimated to have between $1 billion and $10 billion in both assets and liabilities. Between $1 and $10 billion is a ridiculous window of value. I mean, that margin is massive. That's literally 10x just between the two. And when you talk about the amount of money that $1 billion is, and to say that like between 1 and 10 billion, who knows? That's so much money. That's such a massive leeway. That's like saying I weigh somewhere between 50 and 500 pounds. What? Like, am I 5 years old, or should I have my own show on TLC? What is this? Voyager Digital CEO Stephen Ehrlich, broke is what it sounds like to me, said in the filing that the company's bad financial state was caused by two issues. First, high inflation and rising interest rates have caused crypto prices to dump, with Bitcoin down 60% from its all-time high in 2021, which, the story we just read about different crypto miners selling as much Bitcoin as possible, this doesn't help. Second, Three Arrows Capital, a crypto hedge fund, defaulted on a $650 million loan issued by Voyager in March. So, when Voyager's getting that money and they're feeling like, hey, I'm going to help the homies out. Everyone's going to eat. The whole family's going to eat. Until it's time to, come clean. I don't know what they were thinking giving out $650 million on loan. I mean, if you guys have ever heard about lending money to friends or family, you never give a friend or family member something you're not willing to lose. Just in case you don't get it back, you don't give it out that way. No love lost. It's kind of like investing, with certain lotto plays and different micro caps and things. You don't put in what you're not willing to lose. That way, if it 10x's, that's great. If it goes to zero, that's whatever. So the fact that they would ever loan out an amount of money that you have to think about these things. If you're a quantitative analyst for Voyager Digital, you have to extrapolate and project that at some point when we're printing off 33% of US dollars into circulation in 10 months, that there's going to be a massive period of inflation that could potentially send us into a bear market and even a recession. That if you loan out $650 million and something like that happens, this is probably going to bankrupt the company. That is a risk you cannot take. What is the reward there? What is the goal? Were they supposed to pay back $1 billion, $1.3 billion? Where they don't, even then it's not even worth it, because from what I hear, that's like the value of the company. The fact that they would negotiate in those numbers is just insane to me. So the numbers here have to be off. They have to be. I'm sure there's a little bit here that's messing with. I'm sure there's some different files being burned and or lost in the paper shredder real quick. It's an example of the contagion effect that's helped drive down crypto in recent months. The contagion began with Luna. I don't think that's true in any way. The crash that wiped out, we're going to skip that. I mean, that's just not true. So many things. I made a video in January, I think maybe February, talking about, is this a crypto winter? I think I'm shivering in it or something like that, and the Night King is on an ice dragon in the background. It's a cool thumbnail. It's one I've spent way too much time on my thumbnails. But in that video, I had 20 or 24 minutes worth of material that I had written down and written in a script about all these compounding factors that have concurrently led to the negative downward pressure we're experiencing on a day-to-day basis in the market. And that was way before we saw the massive Bitcoin dump and way before we saw the Luna crash. So that's just not true. The past few weeks have seen Peter Thiel-backed crypto lender Vald suspend withdrawals, crypto broker Genesis reportedly lose hundreds of millions due to bankruptcy of 3AC, and news that a Korean investment fund lost 99% of its customers' funds due to the Luna collapse. They really had their eggs in one basket. Three Arrows Capital managed a fund estimated to be worth $10 billion back in March, reported Fortune. Three Arrows Capital was contacted for comment but did not immediately respond. I'm not sure what's going on there, but like I said, it's just another one of these ridiculous numbers that doesn't seem to play out. You know what I mean? This Three Arrows Capital is a Singapore-based firm. They just filed for bankruptcy, and if you're filing for bankruptcy and then defaulting on a $650 million loan, that in turn bankrupts Voyager. I'm not sure if they managed a fund worth $10 billion 3 months ago. These numbers don't add up. These numbers don't make sense. While 3AC is in the process of court-ordered liquidation, Voyager Digital's leaders hope the bankruptcy filing is the first part of a turnaround. That sounds like Luna 2.0. Obviously, I hope it's, I wish them the best, but if, in my opinion, not financial advice, not an indication to buy, hold, or sell any cryptocurrency or stock ever talked about in this video or on this channel. But I would probably use a different broker for a little bit. I'd probably cut my ties with Voyager. If this happens with Kraken, Gemini, Binance, anything like that, Coinbase, if that happens, I would probably just try to find a different broker or move over to a cold wallet, switch to MetaMask, maybe try decentralized exchanges and wallets, different things like that for the time being. But this is not a free fall filing without direction, the filing reads. On the contrary, Voyager has a path forward and a plan to swiftly bring these Chapter 11 cases to appropriate conclusion. They want to get paid. Hopefully, they have, that's the thing too, is they have the Voyager crypto token. You can buy the Voyager token. So, obviously, they have a lot more ability to get back the money than some, but it might be too little too late at this point when they're loaning out money that can bankrupt the entirety of the company. Maybe the decision making isn't the best and it's time to try something different. Who knows? Maybe Voyager 2.0 will be the next best thing. Alright guys, that's going to be everything for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I wanted to bring you guys a couple articles, and I of course had to talk about Voyager going broke. I mean, it's just crazy. I didn't expect that at all. I didn't expect them to have the decision making to loan out something that could break their company. And in essence, obviously, it's much more complicated than that. But when you look at it on paper, it's kind of what it seems like. So I just wanted to bring that to you guys, let you know about the Bitcoin miners, just because that's crazy. And these different things adding up collectively absolutely matter for the entire status of the crypto market. Go ahead and put a flexing emoji in the comment section down below. As you guys know, like the video. All comments help the algorithm. Sharing helps the algorithm. Helping to get the channel out there. You can join the channel to become a true member. Hit that Weeble link down below. Take advantage. Get yourself some money and support the channel. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, guys. I have the subscriber count hidden for now just because it's easier to grow. Statistically, studies show that it's easier to grow a smaller channel if the subscriber count is hidden, but in a few weeks, no YouTube channels will be able to do that. I got a little notification in the YouTube Creator Studio the other day that said, yeah, YouTube is taking that feature away. So if you notice any channels without a subscriber count, that's going to change here pretty soon. So I have had it public for almost the whole life of the channel, except when I was like really, I think I saw that article when I was like 10, 15 subscribers, like little tiny. First week, like couple days, and I switched it to not public so people couldn't see the subscriber count just for a little bit, you know what I mean? Got it, couple hundred, something what I felt like was reasonable and respectable, and then I put it on public. But I've recently changed it over to private just to see if it would help grow the channel a little bit, because people are less likely to select a small video from a small channel just because they think if there's another video from a bigger channel that they're more likely to get better information. But that doesn't really make sense, because that would mean that no channels ever grow. If people only choose the biggest, then no small become the biggest, which means that the biggest could never exist. It doesn't make sense. So I try to break that cycle, and that's just one way of doing it, guys. Trust me, just turning on the camera, recording a video, doing the research, all that, it's not even, that's just not even half of it. The amount of work that goes into the search engine algorithm, mastering everything like that, it can be a pain, but I love it. I do it for you guys. All you have to do, hit the like button, subscribe button, share the channel, share the video, do what you need to do. Always watch the video all the way back through. Thank you guys. Take care of yourselves, most importantly. Stay hydrated. Have a good day. Get some exercise. It's good for you. Get some sun. Not too much, though. Whew. It's been hot out there. Thank you.